Okay, verify IP address. IP address. I have two physical interfaces, EMP0S3 and EMP0S8. EMP0S3 is the connection to Internet, IPv4 address, IPv6 address, and EMP0S8 will be the interface connected to local area network. Okay, for the new subnet, and configure this with IP address. Okay, and do this on the following file: sudo vim, use vim editor, and the file placed on etc netplan directory. And okay, first list the contents of netplan directory. Okay, password for sudo, and use this file. Okay, this is my backup, but this is my current file, 00 installer config. Okay, and use sudo vim editor to modify 00. Press tab to complete, and you will edit this file. Enter. Okay, here you can see my Ethernet EMP0S3 configured with IP address, this static IP address, IPv6 address, and gateway. Okay, the default gateway, the gateway for IPv6, and Dhcp false for IPv4 and false for IPv6 because I'm using static addresses. Optional true, and name servers, this IPv4 and IPv6 name servers. Okay, and the search is this domain is optional. If you don't have a domain, don't worry, it's optional. Okay, and version 2. But before to version 2, configure the new interface. Okay, I key to insert, I key, and you are on insert mode. Enter and configure the new interface. EMP0S8 column. Okay, and the addresses. First, I will configure the IPv4 address, a new subnet, a different subnet for a new local area network. In my case, will be 172.16.101, prefix 24, and I will configure IPv6 later. For now, do not configure gateway because this interface is the gateway for local area network. For the new subnet, this interface EMP0S8 is the new default gateway, and Dhcp4 false, optional true, and name servers addresses. Configure the IPv4 DNS servers. You can use Google servers, Google DNS servers, or Internet Service Provider servers. Very good. And search. This is optional. Escape key, column, write, W to write, and Q to quit. Enter. And apply. Sudo netplan apply. Enter. Very good. Verify IP address. Okay, the EMP0S3, IPv4, IPv6, EMP0S8, and IPv4 address. This is the client on the new LAN, on the new subnet, and turn off the Wi-Fi. And in my case, I will use Ethernet. Turn off Wi-Fi. Okay, and network and internet settings. Go to Ethernet and change adapter options. IPv4 address. Set 192.16.100, and the default gateway is 1. In this case, will be 10. Host number 10, subnet mask 24, and the default gateway this. Here, use DNS servers or Google or Internet Service Provider DNS servers or Google DNS servers, any that you want. Okay, I will use this. Okay. Okay, and yes. On command prompt, verify ipconfig all, and on Ethernet interface, the IPv4 address, subnet mask, default gateway, and DNS servers. And ping the default gateway, ping 172.16.101. Success. And try to ping Google, ping google.com. This ping will fail because you need to configure the router on Linux. The router on Ubuntu server needs more configurations. Okay. Okay, and first configure the routing, the IPv4 routing or IPv4 forwarding. Do this editing the following file: sudo usebin editor at sysctl.conf. Enter. Sudo password. Column set number to view the number of lines, and go here, line 28. Uncomment this I key to insert and remove this. Net IPv4 IP forward equal to 1. Uncomment the next line to enable packet forwarding for IPv4. Very good. Escape key, column W to write and Q to quit. And how you can verify this: sudo sysctl and -p is enabled. Very good. But you need to configure network address translation. Use this. Use iptables. Iptables is installed by default on Ubuntu server, so you don't need to install this tool, iptables, and configure network address translation. NAT. Okay, sudo iptables. The type is NAT, network address translation, and the post routing. Okay, post routing. The output interface is the internet interface, the interface connected to internet EMP0S3, the interface connected to internet EMP0S3. And the source is the internal subnet, the new subnet. This is the host address, but use the network address 172.16.100 prefix 24. And the action is masquerade. Okay, masquerade will use the IP address of the output interface EMP0S3 will use this IP address of the output interface to translate all the addresses in the internal subnet on this source. Okay, enter. Very good. But you will lose this configuration on the next boot. Okay, this configuration will be erased, will be removed on the next boot. You need a persistent configuration. So install sudo apt install iptables -persistent. Enter. Yes. Okay. Save current IPv4 rules. Yes. Save current IPv6 rules. Yes. Okay, and do the following. For example, sudo iptables save the current configuration on this etc iptables rules that before. Okay, save the current configuration of iptables and will be saved on this file, rules that before placed on etc iptables directory. Enter. Okay, permission denied. So you need to access super user. Okay, sudo super user dash enter. Okay, now you are root super user and iptables save. Okay, let's see iptables rules that before. Enter. And very good. Exit from this root user and the current user verify using for example, use Vim sudo Vim editor to view the contents of rules that before file to verify the contents, and is this. Okay, post routing source output interface masquerade. Okay, this is the configuration. Escape column q and sudo iptables. The type is not L, capital L, and you will verify that this NAT, network address translation. Okay, and on the client, ping google.com, success. So the router is working very well. Okay, and now configure IPv6. Okay, for IPv6, I will modify sudo vim etc netplan this installer config file. Enter. And I will add the IPv6 configuration. I key to insert and add IPv6 address. I will use a private IPv6 address, FC00 AB 100 : 1 prefix 64. For example, this private IPv6 address for my new subnet, for my new local area network. Okay, and be careful with alignment and tabulation. Okay, do not configure gateway for IPv6 because this interface is the gateway. Add Dhcp 6 false, optional true. Name servers at the IPv6 DNS servers, I would use the servers from my internet service provider. You can use the Google IPv6 DNS servers. Okay, and that's it. This is enough. Escape key, column, W and Q. Enter. Verify IP address. Okay, EMP0S8, the new interface. Okay, no IPv6 address because you need to apply changes. Sudo net blank apply. Very good, and verify IP address. On EMP0S8, you have IPv4 and IPv6 address. And on the client, configure the IPv6 address. This private IPv6 address, for example, 10 prefix 64, and use the default gateway is 1. And the DNS servers, okay, and ping the default gateway FC00 AB100 : 1. Okay, success. Very nice. And try to ping google.com, but using IPv6. Okay, obviously will fail because you need to configure NAT for IPv6, network address translation for IPv6, and also the IPv6 routing, the IPv6 forwarding on the Linux router. Okay, these configurations on the Ubuntu server router. Okay, so sudo vim etc sysctl.conf column net column set number. Okay, and on line 33, I key to insert, remove the comment net IPv6 config all forwarding equal to 1. Uncomment the next line to enable packet forwarding for IPv6. Okay, this is the function of a router. Escape key, column, W and Q, and verify. Okay, using this command, sudo systemctl option P. Okay, now IPv4 and IPv6 forwarding. And configure the NAT for IPv6. This is very similar to IPv4. Okay, sudo ip6 tables, type NAT, post routing, output interface EMP0S3, the interface connected to internet, and the source should be IPv6. FC00 AB100 : 0 prefix 64. The network address. Okay, the host is this one, but the network is 0. Okay, masquerade, enter. And ready. But save this iptables persistent to persist this configuration on the next boot. Okay, save this on iptables persistent. Okay, and sudo superuser dash ip6 tables save dash save, and save on rules.v6. Enter. Very good. Exit. And you can verify using, for example, review this file. sudo vim etc iptables rules .v6. Now you can see this configuration for IPv6. Escape key column Q to quit, and also review the sudo ip6 tables type NAT and option L, capital L to list, and you have this configuration for IPv6. And on client, ping Google using IPv6, enter, success. Very good. It's working very well. And now you can install the DHCP server. Sudo apt install isc DHCP server. Sudo password. Yes. And now list the following directory: sudo list etc DHCP. You have these files, the configuration for DHCP server for IPv4 and DHCP server for IPv6. Create a backup for the first file, sudo cp etc DHCP dhcp.conf dhcp.conf.original. Enter. Okay, it's dhcpd.conf and the destination dhcpd.conf. Okay, dhcp.conf, no such file or directory, is dhcpd.conf. Okay, sudo cp dhcpd.conf and dhcpd.conf original, the backup. Enter. Now backup is created, and now you can modify this file. Sudo use vim editor and modify dhcpd.conf file. Enter. Okay, set number to view the number of lines. Now global configurations for domain, for DNS servers. Default list time 10 minutes, 600 seconds. List time maximum 2 hours, 7,200 seconds. Okay, if this DHCP server is the official DHCP server for the local network, the authoritative directive should be uncommented. Okay. Okay, this will be the authoritative. I key to insert. Okay, you are on insert mode, so you can remove the comment and authoritative for this LAN. Okay, if you comment this, this DHCP server will work anyway. And to force this server will be the DHCP server. Just remove this, should be authoritative. Okay. Okay, and here uncomment these lines from 53 to 62. Okay, this is a configuration for an internal subnet. And remember, the subnet is 172.16.100.0 and net mask is 24. 255.255.255.0. The range of IP addresses, the IP addresses to list 172.16.100, you can list from 50 to 172.16 100 to, for example, 70. Okay, this range of host IP addresses to list. Okay, in the subnet. Option domain name servers, and here add the servers. Okay. Comma. Okay, very good. And two IPv4 DNS servers. You can use Google DNS servers. I will use my internet service provider DNS servers. The domain is optional. Don't worry if you don't have one. Okay, it's optional, the domain. Subnet mask 24.255.255.255.0. The default gateway option routers, remember, is 172.16.101. Broadcast address. If you don't know the broadcast, this is optional, comment this. But I know the broadcast, and it's this. 255. Very good. Okay, but it's optional. You can comment this. You can remove this line or comment. Default list time 10 minutes, 600 seconds, or maximum list time 2 hours, 7,200 seconds. Very good. Escape key, column W to write and Q to quit, and restart sudo system cdl restart ISC DHCP server. Enter. Okay, and on the client, properties, IPv4, automatic for IP, automatic for DNS. Okay, and go to command prompt ipconfig/all. And on Ethernet interface, you can see the IP address 172.16.151 is in the range of DHCP. Default gateway, subnet mask, very good. The DHCP server is the router 172.16.101. The list obtained on this date expires in 10 minutes. Okay, the DNS servers, very good. And try the ping to google.com. Okay, and it's working very well. Okay, and now the DHCP server for IPv6. You can modify you can list sudo list, let's see, DHCP root password, this file dhcpd6.conf, create a backup cp dhcp6.conf, let's see, dhcpd6.conf, that original, this is the backup. Okay, dhcpd6, okay, don't forget dhcpd6.conf, dhcpd6.conf original, enter. Very good. And now you can modify the file using Vim editor. In my case, let's see, dhcpd6.conf. Okay, and set number to view the number of lines. Set number. Okay, the default list time. Okay, about 2 million. Okay, 30 days. Lifetime 600. 1000, 7 days, and renewal 1 hour, rebinding 2 hours. Global options for DNS servers, global options, global configurations for domain. And modify this. Uncomment this from I key to insert, and you are on insert mode, and you can remove these comments from 76 to 87. Okay, the subnet where the server is attached. Okay, the subnet, in my subnet 6 FC00, remember the subnet AB100 column prefix 64, the network address, the subnet. Okay, and the range, you can use this range FC00 AB100 column, for example, from 50 to FC00 AB100 column, for example, to hexadecimal 60. Okay, this is the range. Don't forget, in this subnet, host in this subnet. The temporary on the same subnet, FC00 AB100 column temporary. If you want, add the prefix. You can add the prefix here for temporary, and prefix delegation. For prefix delegation, I will not use this, so comment to remove, but add DNS servers. Okay, here DNS IPv6 servers. This is only a comment, but configure here. Okay, option space dhcp6 .name -servers, and use the name servers of your internet service provider. Comma, and another server. Okay, and semicolon. Okay, you can use the Google DNS IPv6 servers. In my case, I'm using the Internet Service Provider DNS servers. And finally, an optional configuration option DHCP6 domain search. And you can use it's optional. Okay, and semicolon. Very good. Escape key, column W and Q, and restart the sudo system cdl isc dhcp server 6. Okay, enter. Very good. And on the client, DHCP DHCPv6 IPv6 and automatic DNS automatic. Okay, and go to command prompt ipconfig all, and Ethernet 0. Okay, no IPv6. Okay, and do the following: ipconfig renew 6. Or you can do the following: disable, then enable the interface. Control C, wait a moment, and ipconfig all. The Ethernet adapter, the IPv6 address, the domain, the IPv6 address, very good. In the range, the DNS for IPv6, the domain. Okay, try the ping to Google using IPv6. Okay, the ping for using IPv4 is very good, but the ping using IPv6 is failing because on Ethernet you don't have gateway for IPv6. You don't have the gateway for IPv6. So here on the Ubuntu server router, install RADVD. Sudo apt install RADVD. Root password. Okay, and cannot open on etc directory radvd.conf. No such file or directory. So you need to create this file. Okay, it's trying to start the service but failed. Okay, and review the following file. Sudo use vim, etc rad or list etc directory. Okay, and no file, no radvd file, and create sudo vim etc radvd.conf radvd.conf and create. And remember, what are your interfaces? I key to insert interface. And so EMP0 S8 is the connection to the local area network. And here, advertise, send, advertisement, on, enable, semicolon, the prefix. Remember your prefix for this subnet FC00 AB100 column prefix 64. Okay, and advertisement on link on. Okay, case sensitive on link. This is, and advertisement autonomous on. Okay, be careful with capital letters and uppercase, lowercase, case sensitive. Okay, remember EMP0S8 is the interface for the new subnet for the new local area network. Okay. Don't forget semicolon and semicolon. Escape key colon WQ sudo systemctl restart RADVD. Okay, view the status, and now it's active and running. Okay, and on the client ipconfig hole Ethernet, look at the default gateway. The default gateway for IPv4 and for IPv6. And for IPv6 is the link local address of the internal interface for the local area network interface. FE80.800.27FF FEDB BF4C. Okay, on the server IP address. And for EMP0S8, the internal interface, the local area network, the link local FE80.800.27FF FEDB BF4C. Very good. And on the client, ping to Google using IPv6. And very good. Using IPv4, success. Very good. So you can navigate from YouTube, Facebook. Okay. Very nice. Using IPv4 and IPv6. Thank you very much.